You know what? Family members don't quit because then you're like, you're out of the will. The will, you're out. You're out. So you gotta let
Got the snort. Got the snort. Hi, welcome to The Learning Curve. My name is Teresa Duncan. I'm here with my friends Lynn, Beverly, Malika. So what we do is we meet once a month and just kind of, we talk, we complain.
We dish.
But we also try to solve all of dentistry's problems. So we're inviting you in to our little talk today. So what I wanted to bring up is the fact that we are having a hard time with people in the industry, finding them and keeping them. One thing that we're seeing a lot is the rise of outsourcing. So outsourcing and HR, how big of a topic do you want to tackle today? Who wants to go for it?
It's big. I mean, I can start. I think pre-COVID, I would never even talk about outsourcing, or even if a client of mine would bring it up, I kind of grinched, like, who is the person? What are you doing? And I think almost once a week, I'm doing an intro to an outsourcing company because there's just such a shortage. What I'm also noticing is that when I'm working with clients on an active contract, they're saying the new question is, well, if I don't have staff for you to coach, what happens to us?
Wow.
This has been a new question the past couple of months. Like, is there anything in your contract that says that we can put this on a pause? What if I don't have a team for you to coach? Which is very important, because if I don't have a team to coach, and it really made me think, wow, this is huge.
Yeah.
And I think what it comes down to is, what are the tools they have in their practices? What is the business management software they're using? What are the pieces they're putting together so that the people that walk in, even if they're having temps, can just go in there and they don't have to log into so many things and figure out what to do? Can they navigate the software? There's so many pieces that will make that new hire easier to work with. And let's be honest, there's younger crowd coming in I say fresh blood coming in. They don't want to log into something that's ancient and they can't figure out. I'd say my 15-year-old can log into my stuff faster than I can log into. So I think efficiency is key when it comes to that. And I think retention is, no matter what we do, is going to be hard. And I don't know if it's going to get any better anytime soon. But I think it comes down to how do we streamline things in the practice so that if we have someone coming, or I had an office where he's like, I'm having my mom come help out.
Yep, I've had that happen a lot.
I have 3 family members working for us right now.
Yeah. It's like, my mom is coming to help out. I just want to make sure that this software is easy for her to use. What is the YouTube video she can watch before she comes in tomorrow?
Right.
You know what? Family members don't quit because then you're like, you're out of the will. The will, you're out. You're out. So you gotta let Lynn snort.
Got the snort.
I'm the snorter.
It's so true.
You can fire them, but they're not allowed to quit because then they're cut out of the will.
Yeah,
so
that's
just
true.
fire your whole family.
Yeah, I'm seeing that a lot.
Retention is important because what I hear a lot is I want to work from home.
Yeah.
So I've been the insurance coordinator for a long time. It's harder for the manager to work from home, although sometimes they make it work. But I think full-time from home is a little bit of an ask for a practice administrator. But for a billing coordinator, even a treatment plan, coordinator, I'm seeing people do their presentations via Zoom, which is really amazing. But if somebody comes in and they've been working and they really don't have direct patient contract, how hard is it to say, well, no, we need you in the office, when it really does make sense that they could work from home? But then traditionally, you got to buy a computer, set them up with a VPN, set them up with remote access. And I just think now with cloud, it's easier to say yes and keep your people.
Everyone wants it. I mean, obviously manage a ton of social media groups with 15, some of them have 15,000 office managers in them, you know what I mean? Or 5,000, 15,000, whatever. So there's lots of managers in there interacting with each other, and it's at least 2 or 3 times a week you get a question like, what cloud-based software are you guys using? We need to go cloud-based. Everybody wants that flexibility of use going to the clouds option. We had no choice. I had a long time, you guys know, I think I told you guys, but she was my right hand for like 9 years.
You were devastated.
I was devastated when she was like, I'm having a baby and her father died and she had to move like an hour and a half from the office, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't take on all the posting insurance and I can't take on all of these things that she was doing. There's no way, I just don't have the time. And being able to have her remote and have that same person that I didn't have to retrain somebody and I didn't have to do all that mess. So it was huge by way of being able to move all of that stuff in through technology and through just being able to, it's outsourcing really, but it's just outsourcing with a person that.
And they're as efficient, or even say even more efficient sometimes. Like at an office, he's like, I would never outsource. And when his best employee that does billing, liar, exactly. He's gonna be like, Malika, you're talking about me. But
I laugh when I hear that.
Yeah,
It's funny.
they're like never. And this amazing employee that was doing all the billing moved to an area in Texas due to family being military where there's really not that many dental practices. And she said to me, hey, I'm just letting you know I'm looking for a job. And I went to him, I said, she's 5 stars.
Yeah.
Have her do it remotely.
What are you doing?
Yeah, have her do it remotely.
Yeah.
And he says, I can't thank you enough for that suggestion. She's been even more efficient for me. And, because she's, let's be honest, a lot of billing staff are introverts.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah.
They're introverts. Teresa, we love you.
Guilty.
But so they don't, being behind the scene and not in a front desk, they're probably more efficient anyways. So outsourcing and having the platform where they can easily log in and get things done efficiently is a game changer.
Isn't it funny how we've all talked about it, but we haven't used the word that I think all of us would use, and that's trust. Once we actually have somebody working with us, that we can go, all right, I trust you to do this task from an outsourcing standpoint.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we? But, and I think for all of us with clients, that is what our answer today is not something we would have said 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, you mentioned, about outsourcing, I cringed at it too.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to do what? But now it makes so much more sense. If you already trust somebody working for you, why not give them the opportunity to be even more, like you said, more productive from their home to be able to log in?
It's everything. It's not even just your team members. I mean, think about this. Like, so y'all know me, and y'all know that I am like control freak, right?
I was going to say, what is she going to come out
I was a little bit like, and
Are we going left, right?
control.
And I finally went to an outsourced billing solution last year, and AR and billing, and literally I am just like, why did I not do this sooner? Why did I not take this for myself sooner? But when I want to know how, if I want to add technology or I want to do something, sometimes I'll call them. I'll call our outsource company, because I'm like, what do you use? What are you seeing around? What are those things that you're seeing that are ease of use for you? Because they're like, oh, we can hire somebody. Let's say they have training on Curve or a cloud-based software, and they say, okay, she's hiring more people, so they already have the training there. It's seamless for them, and it's seamless for more just to be able to have ease of use over all of it. So I think that as these cloud-based practice business softwares get more advanced and other things and are able to do more, it's going to make that ease of all of those things flow a lot better. And staffing you won't feel the pain that you're feeling now, that a lot of people are feeling now. So
Listen, the job is getting harder. I mean, just strictly from an insurance point of view. I mean, we could all make the point that it's getting harder in other areas, but just from my little corner of the world, the posting is getting more painful. It's getting more complicated. The networks are harder to manage, the fee schedules and all of that. And so it's gotten to the point where an insurance coordinator was a full-time job, but now it can split easily into three full-time jobs just to handle insurance.
eligibility alone is a job.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah. So it's not getting any easier. And if we need to staff appropriately, it's to the point now where we can't say, well, here's our system, you got to get used to it. We've got to be able to say, here's a really easy system that you can get used to. And I find that maybe old managers like myself are having to change the way they think. I mean, seasoned, I don't know, like a turkey.
Mature.
But I mean, the younger ones that are coming in, the minute you show them a platform that's, let's say, cloud-based and does all that at once, they're like, they learn it so fast. I'm honestly amazed by it. And sometimes I'm like, hey, hold on, how did you do that? Because I didn't even know that when I knew the software for 5 years. So I think we underestimate the ability of this younger generation coming into the workforce, into dentistry. We need to give them a chance. I think, again, there's a fear of that change.
Yeah, sure.
And I think if the minute, doctors and managers are willing to a little bit let go of that and say, let me try this new platform, this new tool, and I can get eligibility this quick. I don't have to be on hold with Care First for 45 minutes. Like that's a game changer.
I'm excited about the younger ones coming up because they don't come in with preconceived notion that dentistry is super expensive. So if they have to ask for like $3,000 from a patient, they're like, oh, okay. It's kind of cool actually. Whereas I would be like, can you afford $3,000?
So I had this morning coming over here. I had a treatment conference on my schedule. So a treatment conference for us is basically where I go in to present. Okay, so we kind of decide how we're going to do that. We decide who's going to present, what's going to happen. And so this morning there was one, and she had already been moved. They had already moved her for some other reason, and so we're like, you can't move her again. Somebody else is going to have to present, and it was a huge case. It's like $17,000. Okay, huge for them, right? And perio, a lot of implants, a lot of other things like that. And so I had to tell them. I looked at them, and at the morning huddle this morning, which is why I was a few minutes late. And I looked at them and I said, we didn't put the disease there. You have to remember when you're going into this. Like, just because $17,000 is a lot for you doesn't necessarily mean it's a lot for them. So try to stay away from those preconceived notions of what that is for them, because $17,000 might. I said, I've had people cry their eyes out, and I've had people whip out their credit cards. So I was like, you didn't install that. I think one thing that I will say is I do think a lot of that generation that you're talking about, they are somewhat empathetic to situations, and people don't realize that they actually have quite a bit of empathy in a lot of them. And so I think they're like, oh, I can't afford it, or and some are like, oh, $3,000, $17,000, that's not even half of a car in my generation.
Can they make payments? They can make payments,
back
right?
When us old managers, seasoned managers were there, it was like $17,000 was a car, maybe a nice one. Now it's like maybe.
Sad but true.
Darn it. I'm taking this bread home. It's my dinner.
Bread because you're going to need it. Grab the purse.
We do need to make working in our offices sexy. That's the only way we can attract new people.
I say this all the time.
We've lost so many after COVID. We lost so many good talent, people with talent, and now.
And they've changed industries.
They've changed industries because,
Good ones.
Dentistry's hard, especially assistants. How hard is it on the body? I gave up. I did it for like 3 or 4 years, and my boss was like, you need to be up front because you're really good with numbers.
I did it for one day.
Hey, it was a promotion.
One day, I was like, it was a one-day assistant. I was like, never again.
It was that he must have read that book where you make the good to great, where you put everybody in the right seats on the bus. He's like, she's in such that we need to move her to the back of the bus. Get her out.
That's funny.
That's good. Nowadays, it wouldn't be as tough, though. Think about it. Like, all the technology they have with, like, Pearl and Bola and these things, and you're like there, now you don't have to have an extra team member to stand there to chart with the hygienist, to do all of those things. It's all done.
Also, and then when you're hiring associates, I've noticed the younger associates, like when I talk to them, they're like, you need to talk to the owner. Like, this software is ancient, or this is, I mean, honestly, I get it all the time.
Yes.
And he's like, have they seen this software that's cloud-based? We heard about it in dental school.
Yeah.
Like, because, the D4s are like really getting exposed to a lot of this technology already, AI, and I think it's like, the practice that's ready to bring an associate on board for long-term, short-term, or even potential buy-in, or they end up selling to them, they have to almost stage. I say like a home. You have to stage it to the point that it fits the algorithm of this young generation of dentists that are coming out of dental school.
It's an exciting topic.
I think that will never die either. What will never die is, that feeling when somebody comes in to interview and they know your software. School.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like they move to the front of the line.
Resume.
It is hard. It is hard to get somebody to sit down and read and watch the tutorials and all that. And hopefully the tutorials aren't like an hour long. Like they're nice bite size. Because even me being old, I need bite size stuff now. So
I think we're the same age.
Obviously, one has a different mindset. But let's put a pin in the technology conversation because that's a really good topic. Thanks for joining us.